You would not be able to view this broadcast were it not for some fantastic structures very close to you. In fact, in your intestinal system, part of the internal makeup that makes you function and keep you functioning, are bacteria that have tiny little flagella. That flagella is a little whip-like structure that propels that bacterium through a medium. Now, you can't see the bacterium. It takes a very powerful microscope to see it. But scientists have studied these for decades, and it's now realized that many of the bacteria, in fact, many of the more important bacteria that cause our systems to function, have this little whip-like structure so it can get through a medium, do its job, and get back to the other side very quickly. Now, that little structure is necessary for you to continue to live. It's a part of the gut, the intestine, the internal structure that makes you function. It lives within that system. Now, that marvelously, irreducibly complex bacterial flagellum has been described by Dr. Michael Behe in various works, Darwin's Black Box, and then in private lectures, and other scholars have verified specifically what he's saying. And what he has demonstrated is that that particular mechanism requires all components, all parts to function, or none of it will function at all. So we call that irreducibly complex. That marvelous, irreducibly complex bacterial flagellum is first of all powered by an electric motor within itself, designed within it, with the following features. It has self-assembly and repair. From the genetic information available, it simply grew, but it had that genetic information. Self-assembly and repair. Water-cooled rotary engine. Water-cooled rotary engine. Proton motive force drive system. Not electron, but proton drive system. That's futuristic. Anticipated by the Creator himself. Forward and reverse gears. Operating speeds up to 100,000 revolutions per minute. Now that's better than your Rolls Royce can do. That's better than the finest racers can do. And watch this. That little bacterium is able to cause, by some willful choice in the necessary environment, able to cause that rotating forward to turn around in 1/4 of a turn and rev up to the full capacity. There is not an engine created by man on the face of the globe that can do that. I'm saying that very close to you are some very fantastic structures. But by and away, the more novel, the more marvelous, the more incredibly sublime feature next to you is the brain that you're using to listen to this broadcast. The physical brain is comprised of over 100 billion cells, each with up to 50,000 neuron connections to other brain cells. The structure of your brain receives over 100 million separate signals from your total body every second. Now, we've known that for some time, but recently it was published that the synaptic connections with memory adjustment and memory retention in the brain gives the synaptic total equivalent to 1,500 Milky Way galaxies. Did you get that? The connections within your brain in their sum total are equivalent to 1,500 stars like our Milky Way galaxy. 1,500 galaxies comprised of over 500 million stars like our Milky Way galaxy. In fact, each of those neurons imaged in the study served thousands of molecular scale switches. A single human brain, the study demonstrated, has more switches than all the computers and routers and internet connections on Earth. In fact, the Stanford University professor Stephen Smith and E.A. Moore stated that the brain's complexity is beyond anything we had ever imagined. Well, it looks like there's some very marvelous structures very close to you.